Alright folks, I had plans on actually doing this thing on the on Twitch, but for some reason it didn't work out. I think we're just gonna chalk it up to me being tired and everything. But hey, I thought I would go ahead and start the video this way anyway. As you can see, we got the five teams here that have yet to win a World Series. Is it five? Really? Let's double check real quick here. Yeah, it is five. Starting with Seattle, a team that has never even made... Starting with Seattle, a team that has never even made a World Series. And then we got San Diego, who had an opportunity in '98 most recently, but lost to the Yankees. Milwaukee's playing the World Series, but has never won it themselves. The same thing for Tampa and Colorado. Everyone else has at least a World Series to their credit. So, let's see what team we're going to start with for this save here. And it's the Brewers of Milwaukee. Okay. So we're going to start with the Milwaukee Brewers here. Alright. Let's swap over to the next part of that, which would be here, I think. There we go. Okay, move this over. Bam. Alright, we are the Milwaukee Brewers. No, do not challenge. Cup is not a thing this year. We're going to name it Brewers WS1 for World Series. Anyway. Off we go. Spin, spin, spin. It could have been worse. I mean, let's be honest, the Rockies would be painful, to be honest with you. It would be painful. So let's take a look and see what. All right, it's while we're waiting. Let's just quickly point out for the record that I probably would have retired if it was the Rockies. No, seriously, we would have done it, but it's not what I'm looking forward to because it's going to require a lot of work. Milwaukee may be about as good as we're going to get to start with. Team that's actually doing pretty good right now. The only major drawback that I can think of is the reliever is kind of... the situation with that roster, we probably just need to make a few changes. We're going to take a look at the roster, and then we're going to pull the plug on the series itself, at least until next week. Hopefully, we'll be ready to go for that. So, I hope the game didn't decide to go and die in front of me. That would be a terrible thing. Yes, it would. Kinda goes without saying. Alright, there we go. We're starting as the Brewers. I cannot be fired because... Yes. Also, we're going to move that thing up a little bit. It's going to be 1980. We're going to be playing as GM and manager as Jim Smith. Okay, there we go. All right, what are our goals for today with this roster? That is a good question. Let's look and see what we got here. Basically, we need to reach the playoffs this season, improve the team chemistry, increase fan interest, and reach the World Series. Obviously, they think we can do it in 5 years, so I'd like to see if maybe we can do it a little bit less than that. Fan interest, I think chemistry and interest will probably increase as we win more games. The playoffs is going to be the biggest challenge in this roster for this year. I mean, if I remember correctly, this is a team that kind of lost its top pitcher and then part of its roster. So we're going to have to see what else we got here. Let's go ahead and meet the team here. And ouch. Already I can tell we have a challenge in front of us because our closer is out for 3 months. I count 2 players that look like they're going to be out for a little bit more. Like our left fielder Garrett Mitchell out for 6 to 7 weeks. Christian Arroyo, our second baseman, out for 3 weeks. And then we're going to have to deal with a couple of starters that are out as well. Brandon Woodruff out for 6 months. Wade Miley out for 2 to 3. And then you got another reliever by the name of Taylor Clark who's out for 2 months with the left. Take a look at the lineup. It doesn't look half bad, though. We got apparently Bryce Terang is the second baseman, so I guess that was more of a backup plan. And of course, we still got Yelich, Rhys Hoskins, Willie Adams, Oliver Dunn, Jackson Chirichio, Joey Weimer, and Joey Ortiz. So, not half bad. And let's go ahead and meet the other minor league players. The Nashville Sound is going to be a AAA. Biloxi is going to be a AA. Wisconsin Timber Rattlers is A+. Carolina Mudcats is A. And the Milwaukee Brewers Gold is going to be the Arizona League. And we got 2 more Brewers things over in the Dominican Republic. All right, let's meet the team now. Okay, the top players appear to be Contreras, Adams, and Terang. Top prospects, Jackson Chirichio. I am probably completely botching a name here. But he definitely looks like he's ready to do things in the majors because it's saying it's 24th, but looking at those AAA numbers, I'd say he's about as ready as it's going to get. We also have Jason Misiorowski. Has some potential. Obviously, probably needs more time to cook in AA first before we can even think about putting him in the show. And then Jefferson Caro from AA Biloxi. Looks like he's got some hitting skill. I'd have to see what his defense is, though, before I think too much about it, though. And take a look at the position rankings. Not half bad. It looks like Contreras, Adams, Terang, and Devin Williams when he gets healthy. at least it looks like we got some things in our favor. Even if first, third, and the middle right of the outfield could stand to be improved. Starting pitcher is base, and our left fielder basically average, and then our closer's okay-ish. We'll see how it goes. Our owner is Mark Antoncio. A demanding, normal, balanced guy. Apparently, we got a healthy payroll in our system, and we got plenty of money for extensions and a decent amount of money available to spend if we need to. Hopefully, we won't, and we can get our things from inside the organization. Looking at chemistry, I got the tutorial on. Please don't at me. All right. Basically, I guess, is Richie Weeks our manager? Oh, okay, he's the bench coach. Okay, that explains it. He likes Adams, he likes Weimer. Not such a huge fan of Joe Ross and a couple others, but now these are really too terrible here. Interesting note that we got a starting pitcher by the name of Jacob Junis, who's apparently outspoken. Gary Sanchez is selfish. Reliever Ellis Peguero happens to be our prankster. Nobody's really complaining about chemistry. That's good. Yeah, let's take a look at the active roster. Honestly, this is a pretty decent roster all in all. We don't really need to sweat the designated for assignment. I kind of think maybe we need to work on our do some drafting and work on that increasing the minor league system and everything. All right, let's now take a look at the pitching. None of these starters are really screaming terrible, but then again, none of them are really screaming great. I can see where they're going with Peralta. I think he's probably their best person on that roster. Then you got D.L. Hall. I guess he's being pushed into service as a starter, but he's actually more of a reliever. Like I said, we got a couple people hurt, so maybe that might help all in all. All right. Looks like we got ourselves a looks like we got a good scout. and we're definitely willing to spend on scouting itself, and that's a good thing, definitely. Um, we got three. Looks like we got 3 games in March except against the New York Mets. So that definitely is. All right, let's take a look at the top 100 prospects. Well, never mind. The top, yeah, our top 100, including the 500. As you can see, we got 21 people in that roster. So, I mean, on that over there. So that's a good thing, I think. Anyway, we mentioned those 3 already. We also got Tyler Black, Brock Wilken, Joey Ortiz. All of those look like they're in different positions, so that helps, I think. Of course, I like to look at free agency. I'm not necessarily thinking I need it at this point. But is there possibly, like, maybe a starter that can do things for us? Somebody like Clevenger could come in handy, maybe as a temporary starter. Well, we put DL Hall back in the I'm at the front part of that relief core. Apparently, top free agents are Belt, Crone, and Andrus. We shall see how that goes for us. As you can see, we're not. Yeah, we got 3 weeks before the thing starts for us. So we just have to be patient and see how it goes for us here. Of course, our we do have a dome in our stadium. So far, it looks like it's maybe more of a maybe slightly better for home runs, but not so much for average. We'll just have to keep that in mind. We have the second best. There we go. That's what I was looking for. We have the second best minor league system in the roster, in the MLB. So that's good. We got plenty of money for player development, draft budget, and international free agent budget. So hopefully it's going to help us find some good gems and continue to keep the Brewers growing. And okay. Do I need to sign anybody on our staff? That's a good question. I'm going to say probably not. As you can see, our budget 17, our payroll is 21st. Personnel, there we go. That's what I need. Apparently we're going to need people for rookie complex. I'm thinking people that might be able to help with developing that roster. All right. Okay, that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. That will conclude this first video taking a look at the Milwaukee Brewers and see which turned out to be the team we're going to try to bring to that World Series. Can we do as well as what's happening in the Major League? I don't know. But there's one way to find out, and that's to keep watching the stuff on YouTube. So, until further ado, I will see you at the ballpark.